Welcome back to Vinny's Aquatics. Thank you guys for joining me today. Now we're going to talk about a much discussed subject in the aquarium hobby. Today we're going to talk about activated carbon. Do you need it? What does it do? Do I use it? So let's find out. Now we all love clean water. Come on, if you got an aquarium, you love clean, fresh smelling water in your aquariums. And a lot of us do it in a lot of different ways. There's a lot of ways to filtrate your aquarium. But today we're going to talk about activated carbon. But first, I need you to do something for me. Hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell. Join the Vinny's Aquatics Army. All right, so what is activated carbon? Now, activated carbon has been used in home aquariums for decades and is still the largest selling filtration media product. As new types of filters and media become available, the debate is raised over the value of using activated carbon in filters. Some believe it should be used as a standard media for continuous use in most filters. Others feel that it should only be used for special needs. And still others believe that activated carbon should no longer be used at all. Now, it's important to remember that carbon is exhausted relatively quickly when used in an aquarium. Now, for that reason, if the choice is made to use activated carbon on an ongoing basis, it should be replaced regularly. Otherwise, it's of little benefit. So, you're asking, Vinny, what does activated carbon do? All right, well, activated carbon, it can absorb a number of dissolved contaminants such as chloramine and chlorine, and it also removes tannins, which, color the water, and phenols. That's what causes the odor in your tank, phenols. Now, it will help keep the aquarium water from turning yellow over time also. But it's important, listen to this, it's very important to understand that there's several important toxins that activated carbon doesn't remove. Most notably, it doesn't remove ammonia, it doesn't remove nitrite, and it doesn't remove nitrate. Therefore, it doesn't aid at all in toxin removal during your initial aquarium setup. Now, water changes or other methods must be used to address elevated ammonia, nitrite, or nitrate levels, because your carbon is going to do nothing for that. Now, also, heavy metals such as lead or copper, they're also not removed by carbon. So, if your water source has heavy metals, which you should test for, use a water treatment product before putting the water into your aquarium. It worked the other day. I was asked to join a 401k. I just don't think I could run that far. So what's the deal with activated carbon and medications? All right, I'm going to tell you. Activated carbon is going to absorb many medications that are used to treat fish disease. Therefore, before you treat a sick fish with any medications, you got to remove all the carbon from the filter. After the course of treatment, it's fully completed, then it's safe to add activated carbon back to the filter. Now, one good thing about this is the activated carbon will then remove any residual medication that's left in the aquarium. So that's one benefit of activated carbon. That's the one time I use it, is to remove medication. Otherwise, I never use it. I don't see the need. Now here's a tip. Where do you put it in your filter? Where do you place it? Well, activated carbon is going to lose its effectiveness rather quickly if it's exposed to a lot of debris from the aquarium. Therefore, carbon should be placed after the mechanical filtration media in the filter. Keep in mind that if you do not keep your tank clean and the debris builds up in the filter, the activated carbon, it's not going to be effective. So, when do you change the carbon? Well, since activated carbon binds with the compounds it removes, it eventually becomes saturated. It can no longer remove additional contaminants. Therefore, it must regularly be replaced. I'd say once per month is usually sufficient. Longer intervals between replacement, it won't harm the tank, but the carbon will gradually lose its ability to remove toxins from the water. If you see the yellowing of the water or you smell an odor in your tank, it's past time to change your activated carbon. There's a myth out there. There's a myth out there that you can somehow recharge activated carbon. And I'm going to tell you right now, that myth is friggin' nonsense. It's ridiculous, okay? There's stories all over the internet about recharging activated carbon. Some people, they even go out of their way to give step-by-step instructions, which generally involve baking the carbon in your oven. These stories are myths. They're absolutely ridiculous, people. The temperature and the pressure required to recharge exhausted activated carbon, it cannot be achieved in your kitchen oven. It's better you just buy new carbon from the fish store when you need it. Replace your activated carbon and be sure to keep unused activated carbon in an airtight container, or it's going to absorb odors and chemicals from the air. So as far as I'm concerned, you people out there telling everybody you can recharge your activated carbon, just stop it. Just stop it, because it's ridiculous. So what do you call a piece of charcoal on the end of a wire? An amateur electrician. Hey, are there any cautions with using carbon? In general, no. In general, using activated carbon in your filter is a good thing, but not a necessity. If you're testing your water, doing regular partial water changes, dechlorinating the replacement tap water, you don't really need to use carbon. It's just an additional expense since the carbon it needs to replace every month. Now, the carbon in the recirculating filter system will also act as a home to the beneficial bacteria that turn ammonia into nitrite and then nitrate. When you change the carbon each month, you're throwing away part of the biofilter, and it will take a while for the new carbon to grow the same beneficial bacteria. So if the carbon media is a significant percentage of your filtration system, you'll be losing your biofilter with each replacement. An ammonia spike could easily occur after adding the new carbon. Now, to prevent this from happening, use sponges, beads, bioballs, or ceramic beads in sufficient quantity in the filter to act as the main media for the bacteria that form the biofilter. Now, powder activated carbon, when used in the filter system, has been reported to blow into the aquarium as a fine dust that get trapped on the gills of the fish. There are cases where the fish have died. They've actually died after using powdered carbon that wasn't properly contained in a media bag. Necropsy on the dead fish found that carbon particles in their gills and in their fin tissues. Now, using larger pelleted or granule activated carbon and rinsing off the dust with distilled water before placing it into your filter chamber, it will prevent that problem. Now, use distilled or deionized water for rinsing the new carbon to prevent it from absorbing chlorine from the tap water before you even place it into your filter. So, those are my suggestions to you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And that's my thoughts on activated carbon. Does your aquarium need it? Yeah, it has its benefits. Definitely not going to deny it. But you don't need to use it 24/7, 365. I just don't see the benefits. And that whole myth about you can recharge it, like I said, just stop it. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you guys learned a little bit about activated carbon. And I hope to see you next time on Vinny's Aquatics. Woo! One last thing, go check out the merch in the merch store at Teespring. Link in the description down below. And if you haven't subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting for. Just hit that subscribe button and join the Vinny's Aquatics Army.